So the NTSB is putting a bunch of guidelines forward about laying down laws regarding distracted driving due to 3,000 fatalities occurring from texting or cell phone use while driving. I wonder if that'll apply to law enforcement officers too, because if you see a deputy sheriff in my county, they're going to be on the phone. Those of you that know that you live in my area, you know what I'm talking about. You're going to laugh the next time you see one. You're like, son of a bitch. But anyway, this video is not about that. This video is this is my good buddy Irish. We're becoming pretty good, in my opinion. I think we're becoming real nice internet pals. Which I was thinking about that. You know, you got Florida on one side of America, and you got Washington on the other side of America. This is kind of along the lines of the taxation and getting back American manufacturing because of tariffs and the issue of non-compete. Here's the thing, and I don't have the solution. What I have for you is a problem that I will present to you now. In the beginning of Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, he talks about the manufacturing of something as simple as a pin. Okay? Nice little steel rod with a tip on it, and there was a time when it took a blacksmith or a silversmith all day to manufacture such a device, from willing it out of the piece of metal to honing its point to a sharp deal there. As manufacturing technology and the manufacturing will becomes made available, the role of this high-paid silversmith or high-paid blacksmith becomes diminished, because we now have a machine that we can put somebody who is, no offense to anyone intended, but who is less skilled than a master blacksmith that can manufacture those pins. So on the one hand, you have a guy who can put out a pin that takes him all day, and then on the other hand, you got 10 people who, even with 10 people and the machinery, can churn out 20 or so of this identical component. Now we talk about getting manufacturing jobs back over to our country as opposed to China and other areas. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. You know, being close to sales in what I do, let's talk about batteries. And, for example, because this is something I know about. We get batteries not by the unit. We get batteries from Korea by the C-tainer. Our 6-year batteries, which is a 6-year warranty. They're shipped dry. They're made of a paper with lead layered on it. And they're ordered by the C-tainer. A C-tainer is, that semi-truck box that you see on barges that go across the sea. That's how those things are shipped. Now, you can take, in America, even with the same technology, the person who makes a battery, like even a quality battery, is very different than having a bunch of machines that are able to operate in another country that doesn't have the emissions restrictions that we have, and that doesn't have the labor laws that we have, that doesn't have the minimum wage laws that we have. And it's such a ridiculously lower cost that it becomes prohibitively expensive. The other thing that you're up against, and this is something that I'm sure you'll recognize, two shirts hang on a coat rack, right? One of them says made in China, the other one says made in the USA. The made in China one is $10, right? The made in the USA one is $20. More or less the same t-shirt. And trust me, lately, in my experience, some of these lower-end American products are not better than the foreign product. I'm sorry to say it. I put on American-made automotive parts, and just because they said made in the USA, I was very disappointed. But that's a topic for another day. Okay, even though this one shirt made in China costs $10 and the American one made in the USA costs $20, you think, okay, well, that's not too big of a deal. I can make that stretch. Now, what's going to keep that Chinese shirt on the rack? I'll tell you. It's margin, bro. It is margin. The margin on that American shirt would be, say, I don't know, let's say it's 20%. The margin on that shirt from China that's shipped by the C-tainer, just like my batteries, could be as high as 75%. And there's an army of counter marketing people who just, they hand it off and they get their 10%. Next person hands a shirt off, they get their 10%. That, my friend, is what you are up against. And that's why I share this. It isn't, oh gee whiz, we'll put this tariff on here. There are whole industries right now that are centered around buying inexpensive foreign goods, resale them at a margin. So here's the thing. Ships from manufacturer goes to wholesale warehouse. Wholesale warehouse goes to regional warehouse. Regional warehouse goes to local warehouse. Local warehouse goes to retail, and everybody gets a cut. And everybody's making money. So you have all these merchants that all they're doing is handing off the product, but they get 10%. Didn't even lift a finger. Somebody orders a number, they fill a number, they get their 10%. I see it all day long, bro. But it's something you need to be aware of. It's not just like, oh, gee whiz, we'll get a tariff going and more money in the Americans' pocket, and next thing you know, we're churning it out. It's just not our turn anymore. When America became strong was when we were the people who could manufacture it, and nobody else was doing it either. They didn't have the technology, or they were still in that sort of custom master craftsman type phase. So those are my thoughts on it. You know, and if we're going to be aware of economics and looking to create solutions, I mean, I think it's important that we have accurate and total perspectives. And what I want to do, I want to put what I said there with what you'd like to see and with what other people have to say. I know Bisquick, he likes to play on here a lot, but he could have quite a bit to say about it, coming from a company that, you know, one of the last vestiges of American manufacturing. So there we go. Y'all take care.